Hey, my name is Pedro, and I want to tell you a story about how a simple streetlight changed my life. Yeah, you heard that right. A streetlight. Sounds crazy, right? But trust me, by the end of this, you'll see why. I grew up in a small village where things weren't easy. My family didn't have much money, and our house? Well, let's just say electricity wasn't part of the deal. Every night when the sun went down, our home turned into a dark, quiet space. But I had big dreams. Dreams bigger than that darkness. I wanted to study, to learn, to make something of myself. The problem? No light to read, no way to do my homework. So, I had to get creative. That's when I found my solution, a streetlight right outside our home. It wasn't much, just a flickering old lamp. But to me, it was everything. Every night while other kids were inside watching TV or playing games, I grabbed my books and sat under that light. It wasn't comfortable. The ground was cold, the bugs were annoying, and sometimes people would walk by and stare. Some even laughed at me. "Why are you wasting your time?" they'd say. "You'll always be poor." I won't lie, sometimes it hurt. But I had a choice. Listen to them or keep going. And I kept going. One night it started to rain. Not just a drizzle, heavy rain. I remember holding my notebook close to my chest, trying to protect it. My clothes were soaked, my hands were freezing, but I refused to move. I needed to finish my homework. That night I promised myself, no matter what, I wouldn't give up. The rain kept pouring, and the pages of my notebook became damp. The ink started smudging, but I didn't stop. My stomach growled. I had skipped dinner that night because there wasn't enough food at home. But hunger was nothing compared to my desire to succeed. Then, something happened. A teacher at my school noticed me. She had seen me night after night under that streetlight, and one day she asked, "Pedro, why do you study outside every night?" I hesitated for a moment. No one had ever asked me that before. "Because I have no other choice," I said, shrugging. She looked at me for a long time, then smiled. I didn't know it yet, but that moment would change my life. She told my story to the school principal, and before I knew it, people started talking about the boy under the streetlight. A journalist even came to interview me. At first, I didn't understand why it was a big deal. But soon, something unbelievable happened. A scholarship offer. I remember the moment my mother read the letter. Her hands trembled as she held the paper. "Pedro, this is your chance," she whispered, tears filling her eyes. I had never seen her cry like that before. Leaving my village wasn't easy. I had never been away from my family, but I knew this was my shot. The first night in my new dorm room, I stared at the ceiling, unable to sleep. The bed was soft, too soft. I wasn't used to it. And the lights? I could turn them on and off whenever I wanted. It felt like magic. But comfort didn't mean easy. The school was harder than anything I had ever experienced. My classmates were smarter, more prepared. I struggled. There were days I thought about giving up. But then I'd remember the boy under the streetlight. I had already come so far, I couldn't stop now. I worked harder than ever, spending hours in the library, asking questions, pushing myself. And years later, I graduated with honors. Today, I'm an engineer. I design roads and bridges, and I make sure that no village in my region has to live in darkness like mine did. The best part? I went back home and helped bring electricity to my village. I remember the day they switched on the first light in my village. People gathered around, watching in awe as the darkness disappeared. My mother held my hand and whispered, "You did this." So why am I telling you this? Because maybe you're struggling. Maybe people are telling you that your dreams are too big, that your situation will never change. I'm here to tell you, they're wrong. Hard work, determination, and a little bit of crazy belief in yourself can change everything. So whatever your dream is, keep going. Fight for it. You never know, the thing that seems like your biggest struggle today might just be the thing that leads you to success.